looks like we're in sync on the Restream server. It is the bumper that is running, and we're recording. And we're streaming to, 8 different destinations, and the chat room's waiting. We just enjoyed Ron Gallagher briefly, and JD is standing by. So we are going to count down to Studio 20, starting now. Well, good evening, and welcome to Studio 20 here at PJNet. World headquarters, the Eagle's Nest broadcast facilities that we use. And hey, it's Let me start over. It's Thursday night. I'm a little rattled, folks. Our network got interrupted during the last program with Ron Gallagher. We are going to have him back. I promise. I promised him. I promised you. So we're not going to miss anything. He has such a good message and such a good way of bringing it. And he's a good friend of J.D. Wininger. Now, J.D. comes to us every Thursday night, about 9:30 here on the East Coast, and tonight is no different. We're going to allow him in one more time. And J.D., good to see you, my man. And
hey, great to be here, Coach.
Yeah, hey, we missed. Everybody was wondering. We were about to send out a search posse last night, or whenever you weren't in the chat room. We got thinking you were in the hospital or something.
No, it's been a busy week. We had a client with the Veterans Benefits Administration was the client, and we had a presentation that was due Wednesday at about 1 p.m. or so, and so we were hustling all through the weekend. I actually was working 3 different projects since Thursday of last week, so I just been super busy. And last night I got in and I got to see Miss Stephanie, and lo and behold, about the time Miss Michelle was just taking center stage, I get a text, and it's my great nephew from Illinois, and he's got his girlfriend, and he's got his youngest brother, and he's got his mama with him. So my niece and 2 of my great nephews and a wonderful friend is with them, and they come to spend a few days. So I guess wrap up spring break by coming. Imagine young people today, Coach, that want to come spend time on a ranch and just soak up nature and things. I think they're planning to go do some fishing tomorrow in Cooper Lake, and they spent the day feeding the donkeys and chasing Maverick and just having fun with all the calves and the little animals and trying to see how many barn cats we have. Young people bring such a wonderful energy to life, don't they?
Well, I used to have an uncle that I would go visit, kind of like that,
Okay.
Do you remember Steve Martin when he first appeared in the comedy circuit? He would say, "Let's get small." Remember that?
Yes.
It just occurred to me that I went to all the trouble to put this beautiful picture behind me, so I'm going to get small. That you can
there you go.
So that you can tell us about this.
I thought it was a heavily light behind your head there, Coach.
It's not my halo, no. It's
that was a picture that I took through the front windshield of a rental car of the Wasatch Mountains, and I'm sorry I can't tell you which pass it was, but I was headed north and east, and it was just amazing because I was up there working on a program for ICBMs, or intercontinental ballistic missiles,
MIRVs.
And I'm working with astrophysicists and physicists and scientists and astronauts. A living, breathing guy that was on the space shuttle, commanded a space shuttle mission and things. And here's old Bubba up there, trying to tell them how to put this proposal together, right? And just the irony was unbelievable to me. But wonderful group of folks to work with. But I'd been up there for about 3 weeks straight, missing home. Fences were being built. The ranch wasn't quite open for business yet, so to speak. And just all these things to do, and wanted to get home, see Miss Diane and things. And all these things are going through my mind. I've got to get this done. I'm flying out tomorrow afternoon. I have to get all these things done. And sometimes the world just invades your thoughts, and you just get into tizzy, and it can overwhelm you. Well, I'm sitting there at this traffic light, and I'm having to deal with the way they've changed the traffic configuration today, right? And this sunrise just hit me, and it just blew me away. As you can see behind me, it's not that normal pink, pretty sunrise, that
Mm-hmm.
starts out in an orange hue to the sky and mixed with grays. This was this brilliant white light. And I thought, oh Lord, I'm listening, Father, And
Mm-hmm.
he says, you're always looking for me. I'm always right here, Jim. And you just have to remember to look for me. And it just really stuck with me. As I mentioned in my post this week, I've seen lots of sunrises and sunsets, Coach, but that was one of the more spectacular ones I've ever seen in my life. And I hope that I don't know that that picture does it justice, but it was awe inspiring to say the least. But it just really got me thinking about that. All the noise disappeared. No F-16 fighter jets from Hill Air Force Base screaming overhead or anything. And it just begged me, be still and know that I'm God, right? Psalm
Mm-hmm.
46:10 just came to mind, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
And it just an awe-inspiring moment. And it's like it's okay. I'm here. It's all going to be okay. Just take a breath. You're going to get through this. You always do. I always lead you through it. And it was amazing. And of course, in 2014, like I said, we're just starting to build the cross W and put up the fencing and all the work that we were putting into things. So life was pretty hectic, and boy, sometimes you just need God to come grab hold of you, put His hand on your shoulder, and say, "It's okay, Bubba. We're gonna get through this." And it just brought me an instant sense of peace, and just my spirit was put at ease, and I was able to accomplish a great many things that day and the next morning. And when I left, the proposal was in great shape. The team was in great shape. Everybody had their marching orders, and you know, I didn't need to stay there to keep the plates spinning. It was all working out and functioning the way it's supposed to. And sometimes we get so busy in life and in our careers, we think, well, the world revolves around us, right? We're the
Mm-hmm.
center of the universe. Truth is, I'm not even the atoms on the head of a pin, Coach.
It's a magic moment, and there's actually many of them, but I wonder how many we miss
Yes, sir.
because we don't
Because we
slow down.
That's right. Yeah, and that's been the greatest blessing of coming here to the ranch, Coach. Is I go out and feed of a morning, and it was like this morning. The kids were all asleep. We were up till almost midnight last night,
Mm-hmm.
and that's late for this old guy.
Yeah.
But I was up and I went out just after 7 a.m. and it's quiet, just me and the animals, and of course old Bubba was with me, and we fed everybody, and I just stopped out by the hay barn and just sat there and watched the sunrise and just talked with God for a few minutes, and
Mm-hmm.
it just made everything else go okay today. So, I was able to shift some other work around and things, so it freed me up. I got to spend the afternoon with my great nephew, Jim. And Jimmy is 15 or 16, Coach, but he just got his learner's permit not long ago, and he got a lesson driving a tractor today. So after he helped me put out a bale of hay, I said, "You ever driven anything with a clutch, Jim?" "No." "Well, that's all right. Climb up here. We'll give you a quick lesson." He did a great job. Fabulous. He was tooling all over the back pasture and
Yeah.
back and forth and using the shuttle shift and just doing everything. It was wonderful to watch and see.
Uh,
Got a great little video. I've got to send it to his dad later.
yeah.
His dad couldn't make it. He's on rounds at the hospital this week, but
Yeah.
it great. And then we drove around and we looked at the vetch and the clover and the ryegrass, and we talked about the legumes and how they fix nitrogen, and
Mm-hmm.
that them little yellow flowers weren't weeds. That's actually a turnip. I pulled it up. There's a little turnip on the bottom of it. So I said that bloom will turn to seed and fall back, and I'll have turnips again this winter. And just a great time with this young man. He was always the quiet, introspective. Of course, he was 8, I think, when we left Illinois. And I remember he was the introspective, quiet little pensive fella with the bug vacuum. He would suck up bugs and study bugs and things. Now I see this strong, confident young man, as tall as I am, and I'm going, what do I got to do to get you back this summer? I could use a strong back like that around the red some days. So I'm trying to talk him into spending summer vacation there. Yeah.
I know you can't keep up with the chat, but there has been no less than 2 requests to bring those family members on camera.
You know what? I was just handed a note, Coach, and if whoever wants to come on in the den, kids. You're always welcome. I'll be proud to introduce my family. I love these guys more than life, Coach.
Yeah. Let me widen up the view
a little bit.
You may have heard me
here. Talk about Bob and Mary Calabria. These are their grandchildren. And
okay. That's as far out as I can bring the camera. As we go.
I don't know why Miss Diane's not ushering them in, but
I just wanted to give you a heads up so you could put the word out, or or you could just nip it in the bud and say no, and that would be your call. But I learned to drive a manual transmission on a tractor, and I think that's a good way to learn because it's really hard to stall a tractor in first gear. Okay, and it's really hard to pop.
Except for when you hit the brake and you forget to depress the clutch.
Yeah. But learning how to operate a clutch, a good way to start is with a tractor because you can learn how to do it. And now, if they want to get more advanced, teach them to back a trailer.
Yeah. Well, that's hopefully that's tomorrow's lesson, Coach.
Okay.
Because I just built a 20 by 21 foot awning onto the end of my hay barn.
Mm-hmm.
And tomorrow we're going to put down some of that metal edging, like you would edge a yard garden, so that I can keep the crushed concrete inside there.
There you go.
And here comes my buddy Jimmy.
All right, we'll bring them in one at a time. All right, here we go.
Okay. This is my great nephew Jimmy.
And of course, Jimmy can't hear anybody.
There,
Jimmy.
We'll share.
There we go. Hey, Jimmy, welcome to pjnet.tv. Get over here. Yeah, the camera's over here, bud. There we go.
Hey,
did you drive a tractor today?
I did. I attempted to.
Okay.
He did a fine job.
Okay. Well, JD, you can buy a new clutch next week after he's gone. You probably burnt that one up. All right. And who's behind you, Jimmy?
Yes.
That would be my brother Nick.
Yeah.
All right. Bring Nick on board here.
Here's Nicholas. He's the college lacrosse player.
Lacrosse?
How are you?
That's a dangerous sport, isn't it?
It is. It's a rough sport, but it's fun. It's definitely a newer one. I actually picked it up only freshman year of high school, but it's a great sport. My whole family plays it. Well, my 2 brothers do. So.
Well, we had a friend get caught up in that in our Sunday school class, one of his kids, and man, he stayed injured. I thought football and hockey were contact sports, but I think lacrosse has them beat.
It's in there.
Well, you're brave.
The best part about Nick coming to visit, Coach, just so everybody knows, is he brought 10 pounds of Italian sausage from Caputo's sausage, and he brought 6 pounds of Italian beef.
Yeah,
so we had authentic Italian beef sandwiches from Chicago tonight with the Toronto bread and the peppers and the onions.
Grilling those inside or out, JD?
Oh man, I'm just sitting here, just happy.
Okay, because if you grill them outside, you're gonna start a fire. And that sausage is about 80% fat.
Yeah, it was a wonderful feast that Nick prepared for us tonight.
So Nick, I understand you're going to learn how to back a trailer tomorrow. Yeah, do you know how to back a trailer?
I'm going to try my best to learn.
Okay.
I actually don't know how, but
okay.
I've done it.
Well, I'm going to teach you something. JD might know this, but I'm going to teach you something. Okay, when you're straight, you're ready to back up. Put your hand on the bottom of the steering wheel, and then move your hand the direction you want the trailer to go, because it'll seem wrong to you.
Okay.
All right, and
the
then
opposite.
once you get up under it, then you got to back off. But that's how you get the trailer started, is get it lined up straight behind the vehicle. Put your hand at the 6 o'clock position on the wheel, and then move your hand in the direction you want the trailer to go initially. And JD will take it from there.
Coach, is I'm not going to let him turn his head. He's got to use the mirrors.
Oh yeah, okay. You mean that thing ain't got a backup camera?
No, sir. No backup camera on the farm truck, I'm afraid.
Nicholas,
we're Lulu to the vet tomorrow afternoon.
All right.
So,
well, Lulu,
he's going to learn to back a trailer tomorrow.
Nicholas, appreciate you bringing all the beef for JD. He's looking a little frail there, and he needs a little.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I was a mite peckish. Absolutely.
How many more we got, JD? Any more?
Well, these are my boys. Let me introduce you to my little heart over here, Miss Kelsey. She's Nick's girl. She goes to St. Ambrose in Iowa.
Yep. Hello, everyone.
Kelsey, was that you logged in the chat room?
Yes, it's me.
Okay, because I'm wondering, who is this stranger here? Is this a troll or something?
Best hugs in the world.
Now, Kelsey, have you been to Texas before?
Yep, me and Nick came down here right before Christmas this past year.
Okay, but you a long ways from home, ain't you?
So her and Magic are best pals.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Magic is a bull, I believe.
No, he's the donkey.
Yeah.
Oh, the donkey. That's right. Oh,
yeah, he's the big man
He
with
only
donkeys.
likes me for treats, though.
yeah. As long as you're carrying them cubes, they'll be your friend. Don't Kelsey, don't run out. Okay, they don't know you ran out.
Yep, got it.
Well, you're in good company, Kelsey. We appreciate you logging into the chat room. There's a lot of people out there that, care about you.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
So if you wanna know where my joy comes from, Coach, it's these young people visiting me this week.
makes you
And
feel
I
younger,
have
doesn't
one
it?
more very extra special guest I'd love to bring on camera if I could.
Oh, I didn't know we had another one.
I talk about God's love and things, and this young lady, not only is she beautiful and intelligent, but she's the young person that taught me almost 25 years ago what God's love looks like. This is my niece, Kimmy. Kim. She's also a cardiac nurse.
Hi.
Okay. Well, Kimmy, you're going to have a heart attack.
Do I have it in right? How do I do this? I'm not techie.
It's in the ear, honey.
That part.
It goes in the ear. It goes like that.
The
Now
ear
you
butt. Thank you. Now
yeah,
I
don't
can
walk
hear.
too far away from JD. You'll snatch his ear off, like that.
I will. Nice
Okay.
to meet you.
Well, Kimmy, we're glad.
Now,
Go ahead.
you spend a lot of time, you guys would vacation in Destin all
Yes,
the time.
we do enjoy
Well, he's
that.
not too far from Destin. He's
Right, I'm near
around the
Tallahassee.
Tallahassee area.
Oh, that's wonderful. I know we
Tallahassee, in case
travel.
you haven't heard, is actually the capital of Florida.
Yes, it is. It is. I actually knew that just from when I was
Unless
a
you're
girl.
from Gainesville.
Well,
Yeah.
but a lot of people don't. They don't know that. They don't know it's the capital. They usually don't know where it's at. In many cases, so I have to tell them it's between Pensacola and Jacksonville.
Yeah.
It's at mile marker 200. If that's what.
Oh, it's beautiful there. We love it. The boys
Yeah.
enjoyed the beaches through the
Okay.
years. That was one of our favorite spots to go there with the sand and the fishing and
Well,
you know.
Kimmy, we're so glad that anytime you visit Florida, because Florida does not have a state income tax, and we literally depend on suckers
you are
like
the
you
state
to show
Yes.
up and spend all your money on lottery tickets, booze, cigarettes, things like that.
Yeah. Well,
We
the
do.
boys, they like to buy the ice cream and
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
do different things, zip lining, fishing.
Well, Pensacola,
food.
Destin, Fort Walton Beach are some beautiful beaches. Those do not typify
Yeah.
North Florida. Much of North
Yeah.
Florida the beaches are kind of swampy and bayou. They're mud holes really, but that area is
yeah.
beautiful. If you come a little bit further east in the future, get up with JD and let us know you're coming, and we'll show you some of God's country away from the beach. Waukulla Springs, natural bridge where the river disappears underwater and reappears later. Natural Bridge, really just south of Tallahassee, there was actually a Civil War battle fought there, and Tallahassee is the only state capital not captured by the Union. And that was the battle where we repelled the northern aggression that
Oh my goodness. That sounds awesome. Well, our boys, they would love that. They just,
maybe they'll
pretty
come when the
outdoorsy
reenactment
guys.
occurs. They do it once a year, and there's a lot well, we're really like South Georgia or Alabama here in this part, and I'm only 7 miles from the Georgia line right now. And red clay and pecan tree, or excuse me, y'all call them pecans.
Pecan trees.
Pecan trees, yeah. But they're actually pecan trees, as we know, because we're home to them. And now you're a cardiac nurse, JD said.
Well, my background is nursing. I've done some various, I've done critical care and school nursing, and I've worked in different clinics, and so I've kind of, done a little bit of a variety there.
Yeah, you've done it.
And heart, lung, but right now I'm home. Especially this past year, just being there for the boys, even though they're getting older, they've been around the home a lot, and
well, good for you.
Where God has me right now. I'm kind of waiting for him to show me if he wants me to be working out in the community. Well,
you've got time to do a blog, and if you want to find out how to do those, I know some people that do them, and that can give you some guidance.
Absolutely.
I'm learning a lot here, that's for sure.
Anytime, Coach. She's always welcome to blog.
Yeah, it's been a blessing. Oh my goodness. The grace of God is filling us for
Absolutely.
Sure.
That is so
wonderful. Coach,
Thank you.
Everybody got to meet my extended family. You guys have met Miss Diane in the past.
Yeah,
Thank you, Miss Kim.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
God bless. Thank you. I'll be watching.
All right.
Okay. Bye, honey. It's been a fun couple of days so far, Coach.
You're pretty blessed.
Yes, sir. I'm absolutely blessed. Her husband and middle son may come down in June, I think he said, and that'd be great. Bob, I guess someday the Cross W will be his because he's the executive of our estate. So, it'll be for him to disposition however he chooses.
Wow.
Maybe at that point in his life, of course, that's assuming the rapture doesn't come first, Coach. And I'm betting on that. But if it doesn't come first, maybe he'll be at a point in life he can come down and become a gentleman farmer and rancher. He definitely has the heart for it, Coach. So anyway, that's the family. My blog again. It's so important to remember James for it. Draw near to God, and He's going to draw near to you, folks. He's always there, Coach. He's always waiting, but He doesn't show up if He's not invited. He's never an uninvited
notice
guest.
the order of precedence. It says draw near to God.
That's right.
Now there's a couple things I could point out there.
Come.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's our responsibility to draw ourselves near to God. And the other thing is that tells me if there's any distance between us and God, God ain't the one moved.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact, Coach. And sometimes, and we don't even realize it, but we grow this chasm of distance because we let the world get in the way, and the world truly is a wedge, Coach, and it divides, and that's Satan's number one goal in life is to divide us from the body of Christ.
It is.
Because he really doesn't care about sinners because he's got them, Coach.
Well, and he knows that he can't have our soul, so all he can do is take our joy.
Yeah,
he knows
exactly.
we belong to God. And there's nothing he can do about it.
Amen.
But he figures he can just make us miserable, and
yes.
I guess that's his delight. I don't know. It's a rather perverse sense of entertainment. Anyway.
Yeah. Coach, if I could just for a quick minute tonight, the earlier segment had my friend Mr. Ron Gallagher on. And I got to tell you, Coach, that was a joy to see him. And he can have as much as my time slot as he ever wants. I read 60 blogs a week, 70 blogs a week, somewhere in there. I try to respond, and you know me, Coach, you get what you give. His is always a joy to read, and it's almost scary because it's like, how do I have a brother in Tennessee? You know, I've never met this guy, but we think so like-minded about so many things, and he will write a blog. And I'm reading this, and I'm going, but I just said this last week, you know? Well, I've been thinking about this very thing, and it's just so amazing how symbiotic we can be. Another blog that I just absolutely love, and I haven't got to read this week's yet, but our friend Miss Catherine Paysauer. If you've never read CatherinePaysauer.com and you've never read her blog posts, you're missing such a blessing, Coach. That is just such a gentle spirit and nature. This dear woman loves the natural world, loves horses, the country, and scenery. If I recall right, Miss Catherine takes a lot of walks in the woods and trails and things, which explains why she's so healthy and vigorous and things. But she's a great observer of life, Coach. And to catch those blog posts and read those. Doug is starting to blog a little bit more, so I'm starting to see Doug Carter show up, and that excites me. And I think one of the blog that just captures your heart, you read it and it puts your heart in your throat and it moves you to action, is Miss Rachel Colby. We don't get to see too much of Miss Rachel on PJNet. Other than in the chat room, but she's always multitasking. You know, she's how's that way you put Michelle? She's an octopus on roller skates sometimes. You know, she just going, you know, but just such a blessing. And I just wanted to point out some of the wonderful blogs. I know I get to talk about mine, and our buddy Dell, he talks about his on Tuesday nights, but there's so many other great blogs out there, folks. If you're missing them, you're missing a true blessing. Lori Hatcher, we don't see Miss Lori on PJNet, but every now and again. And you know, her blog that comes out typically on Tuesday mornings is another one that's just very moving. And I love to see how this world, how we all come together. And it's funny because 2 or 3 of us talked about sunrises this week. So, okay, God, you've got my attention. I'm going to listen now. And, of course, this one was planned out about 5 weeks ago. So, you know, I had no idea what Catherine and some of the others were going to blog about this week. But I just love to see God at work through the Christian writing community. You know, we're doing what we're called to do, and that's be God's hands and feet, right? And it's just such a blessing, Coach.
You know, where do I start? Ron Gallagher is an effective communicator. I would put him up there with Ron Reagan.
Yeah.
He has a sense of humor, but he uses that humor as a tool. Okay, he's not just being a comedian. He uses that to draw you in. He is an effective communicator that very few reach that level or are that gifted. I think much of it is a gift, but of course we have to develop that gift.
He puts you at ease and then hammers it home.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an excellent style, and it's good to reconnect with Ron. And the other point that crossed my mind is Ron alluded, or he didn't allude, he said it. You get on social media and you see all this divisive stuff and you get drawn into these things that at the end of the day may not be hills worth dying for. But you know, there's a group of Christian warriors out there projecting good news, putting weight on the other side of the scales. And that's part of our mission here at pjnet.tv, and it's great to have so many of God's people, you know, get on board with us and team up with us and just share the good news, folks. Because if if you want to be unhappy, well, just get on. I think you called it anti-social media.
Anti-social media. That's right.
It's
And
and you can make it a battlefield, but I haven't seen many battles won there. I think the deck is kind of stacked against us, and I wonder if that is the place to wage war. But anyway, JD, we're very blessed, and I just am so looking forward to every week is just a new experience with PJNet, and I appreciate your faithfulness, and it was good seeing your family.
yes, sir.
And taking a trip around the Cross W is always an interesting tour.
We always enjoy spend time with you, Coach. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Get him
Thank
out there to
everyone in the
back that
chat
trailer
room.
up. Have about 40 acres of room. Don't get him too close, okay?
Okay.
You got it. All right. Well, folks, there we go.
God bless everyone.
All right. Good night, JD. Well, there you see, high atop the Eagle's Nest broadcast studios, from which this program promulgates and propagates. Thursday night kind of wraps it up for me this week, but it doesn't wrap it up for PJNet.TV tomorrow night. We will be on the air. Steve Hazards takes the helm. And if you'll be here about 9 o'clock, he's got some tunes for you. But at 10 o'clock, that's when everybody starts showing up, because he uncorks my perspective and comment. And that is a week in review. And he'll burst, I would say turns red in the face, but I don't know if that's, you get what I mean, right? But he follows that with scripture. Because you see, we've already won. This battle's already over. The outcome of this battle has already been determined. We celebrated that just a Sunday or two ago, and it's good. I don't think I'll have anything to show you tomorrow night. I kind of jumped the gun on the Fireside Chat studio. That thing was not ready for prime time, but we're making improvements, and it's coming along. I will share this with you, a little trick. I like the Fireside Chat idea because I want a place to set artifacts. The mantle, the bay window, little shelf thingy. And I'm going to do something I hadn't. This is kind of spontaneous. Ew, coffee went down the wrong way. I'm making models of books. Mm-hmm. So many of you are published authors, and if you would send me the cover art, now by that I mean the entire fold, the front cover, the back cover, and the spine, the whole thing, not just the front cover, all of it. I say I'm making books in 3D, models of books, and I can wrap those books in your cover, and then I'm going to make a book easel to set them in, and that way we can decorate the set with some of our featured PJNet family members' work. Huh? And I know, I saw out there earlier, I saw her. Star Airs, you're out there. Hello, hint, did you hear that? Send me that. Love of Emma. And more. I'm probably skipping over some people. That was probably Ben Cooper, All Nature Sings. Got it. Come on, folks. Send me your work. Send me that book cover. And maybe I'll make a bookshelf out of the books of the PJNet family. Wouldn't that be cool? I need the practice, and it's something a little simpler. And all this, and by the way, well, y'all have been here. It just gets better and better. I can't contain the excitement, taking nothing and building something. Star is here. She'll know what I'm talking about. She sent me a little short story, with a child playing with a little toy airplane. And immediately I hit a dead end. I said, well, there's no toy airplane in the props that the software at that time had. Well, folks, I can make my own toy airplanes now. Yeah. Just God is blowing barriers away. So again, the end game, if you haven't heard, the end game is to produce 3D animated short films, 3 to 4 minutes, children's literature. Let's reach out to that generation with some biblically based, scriptural rooted storytelling that will bring them up in the admonition of the Lord. There's all kind of cute stories out there. Nothing wrong with a cute story. But folks, we've got to find a way They're not going to get it. I mean, where are they going to get it, folks? At school? Are you kidding? On social media? Are you kidding? Folks, we got to claim that territory. We're not going to surrender to that ground. And we're going to come out with both barrels blazing. And what I like about it is I need your help. I don't write. I don't write, but you do. Please, let's take your words that God has given you and let's put them in a form that's electronically transmittable into the culture to make a difference for the kingdom. Can't think of anything more exciting than that. It keeps me up at night. I'm serious. You don't believe me? Call me at 4 in the morning. I'm up. All right. Well, folks, thanks for your long-suffering patience tonight. I just love sharing with you. I wish I wish I had more to show you. This is very, very hard. I actually have a tutor that I twice a week, Monday night and Wednesday night, from 10 p.m. to midnight. Mm-hmm. And he's not a believer, so who knows? Who knows? Wouldn't it be great, folks? We need to sign it off. Before I leave, let me challenge you with 2 questions, and they're serious. You don't have to answer me or anybody else, really. You might have to answer God someday, but answer yourself. 2 questions. First, what is the boldest thing that you have ever done for Jesus Christ? And the second question, when was that? I hope we're not satisfied with either answer.